I'm Kelsey Tincher, reporting for the Tiger Times from Elkins High School. Today I'm with Dr. Dilly, the new superintendent of Randolph County Schools. So Dr. Dilly, how are you doing today?
Going well. Thank you for the invitation to come talk to you today.
Yeah, we're excited to hear from you. So our first question is that we've noticed that you spent over 21 years working in education in the United States. So could you tell us a little bit more about that and your journey to becoming superintendent?
Absolutely. Like many folks, it's about trying to figure out what we want to do when we grow up. And so ultimately I began as an art teacher, and I actually started here at Elkins High School. I was a half-time art teacher out here, and then eventually left education as we moved forward to an opportunity outside of education for a couple of years, and then returned back to full-time art teaching at Tucker County High School. And from Tucker County High School, I moved up to assistant principal to principal, and then moved into central office through different districts throughout the state. Eventually became a superintendent in Mineral County schools for a while, then went to Jefferson County, and then I spent the last 3 years overseas working as a superintendent of Emirates National Schools in the United Arab Emirates. And then the opportunity came open to come back home, where I consider this home, where I've raised my 3 children who attended here at Elkins High School, and I'm excited about the opportunity to come back and share what I've learned elsewhere and bring it to the table for helping Randolph County move forward.
So you said that you came home to raise your children here in Randolph County. So are your children still in the school systems?
No, they're all young adults now, but they all 3 did graduate from Elkins High School and went on to their college careers and post-secondary careers, and now they're all working young adults.
So even with your experience dealing with them through the high school and stuff, what are your plans for this school year?
Well, there's quite a few plans. I think one of the prominent challenges we have is facing us our financial situation is continuing to deteriorate, mainly because we are losing student enrollment. And so we're having to think about how do we reorganize, how do we make things a little different, because one of the things that's concerning to me is because of our current situation, we're having to takes things away from students. And so anytime that we can try to figure out ways that can bring those different opportunities available to you guys back, that is what I'm working towards. There's 3 primary areas that I'm going to be looking at. The first is organizational wellness. And the area, that's going to be covering a lot of different areas because I'm concerned, because a lot of folks are not happy with where our schools are at, nor am I, to be quite honest about it. And so one of the things that I'm going to be focusing predominantly right away is communication. And that's one of the things why I wanted to come today, is just because our students are important. We want to share the information with them, what's going on, how we plan to move forward, and be a lot more communicative to our community, not only in the school but also outside of our school. And so we're making some efforts to put plans in place to try to do that. Secondly, we're just looking at how can we be more efficient and effective as an organization. What reorganization, what things can we do differently? And then finally, looking at preparing future-ready students. This is a passion of mine that I've been working on. Wrote my first book a couple of years ago and produced it internationally for that opportunity to just advocate for young people and the challenges they're going to be facing in the future.
All right, so now looking more broadly, what is your vision for Randolph County Schools to come in the near future?
Well, focusing predominantly on those 3 goals, but ultimately the real goal is, in my opinion, is preparing young people for the future. The challenges that young people are going to be facing are immense. For those of the people that haven't been paying attention, the acquisition of jobs is going to be really, really challenging for young people just because of the global competition. There are a lot of dynamics with artificial intelligence, with automation, the disruption of workplaces. It's going to be challenging for young people to go out there and be ready to take on that environment. And so we want to make sure that our schools are doing a better job of preparing young people. If you actually look at the research, which is where I've advocated around youth unemployment and underemployment, and underemployment meaning basically somebody that has a bachelor's degree, but they may be working in a service industry like McDonald's, where it doesn't require that. And there's over 120 million young people across the globe that are experiencing these types of circumstances. And we want to make sure that our students here in Randolph County are ready for that environment as they exit our doors.
Okay. So we appreciate you coming out and giving this information for our students, because like you said, communication is key. We feel that our students are the last to know information, and we want them to be informed of what's happening to their school systems.
That's great, and I'm happy to come back a second time or a third time or whatever it takes. So, because I appreciate you guys taking the effort to try to learn and know, and so I appreciate the invitation to be here today. I think it showcased an important, obviously very busy right now, but I'm always happy to take time for students and try to help make sure they understand the challenges. I think some people underestimate the power of young people and the capabilities that young people can do to transform not only our communities but our society for a betterment of all of us as a group. So part of that is keeping you guys informed.
It's fascinating to hear the changes that you want and the dedication that you're putting into your school systems. So we thank you again for your support.
You're welcome. I'm happy to do that.
Once again, I'm Kelsey Tencher, signing off from Tiger Times.